Lovely to see you. Right, so I know I've got this one in the image ready to go, but I've also got this one, so I'm trying to decide which of the two I start with. I think this one's a bit friendlier, that one's a tad creepy right now, so I might do that in my spare time because I don't want to freak anyone out. We've also got this grumpy bum, but yeah, so I'm thinking this one here. Oh, sorry, there you go. Timber. So I thought I had set this up all lovely, and then one of our lights blew. So let me zoom in a bit, see how that's a bit nicer, isn't it? I know you guys absolutely love, I know everyone loves when streamers are still setting up when they start. But anywho, I'm just looking up some different colours. So I have half a mind to make it a unnatural colour. Like a pink or something, but seeing as my first kitty in a box is a more natural colour, I feel like maybe I should actually, do it properly. So I'm thinking maybe a black and white, or just a little black cat, and do that. Although I feel like ginger cats are probably more likely to be stuck in boxes because they are as daft as a box of hammers. So yeah, we'll kick off, and I'll try and explain my thought process throughout, because I'm assuming that's why you're here. And in classic fashion, I didn't actually pull out my colours ahead of time. So I'm thinking, yeah, we can do like a black cat, and we'll do that with a blue hue, I think, because I want the eyes to be green, have that really stick out. Or I could do like a velvety cat, similar to like the colouring of this dog. I don't know, what do you guys think? Yay, nay, nothing? Right, I'm going to also pop up and ask a question, little thing, just so that you guys can do that if you so wish. And yeah, so I can answer questions if you have them as I'm going along and whittering on. Yeah, let me just yeah, let's black cat as a reference, although I am partial to a black and white. You know what, changed it again, we're doing a black and white cat. So what I'm going to do first, and unfortunately you're going to have to hear me shake each pen because I forgot to do this part of the prep, but full black or half and half, because I'm thinking maybe I could do like a little smooshy around the face, but I think maybe because I can do black like I did the raven, but I'm wondering if it's too soon. Let's do black, because it's not actually going to be black, like, to pre-warn you, it's going to be blue, because to actually do grayscale would look honestly quite boring. And usually animals are not just sort of pure black or grey. There's usually some kind of hue to it. So I'm going to we'll start with a more grey tone so we can, no we're not, I'm a liar. Yes I am. I'm a double fibber. So we're going to start. sorry. The camera fell. We're going to start with just getting kind of a base tone down for this silly cat. And I think if anyone's seen my videos, you might be very aware of how ironic it is how much I'm drawing cats at the moment, because I am not a huge fan of cats. I was attacked by one as a kid and just haven't liked them since. So, makes it kind of difficult. It does mean cats love me, so I guess I've got that going for me. But yeah, so I'm just trying to set up kind of a base colour. Now these acrylic markers, although it might look it on screen, they are not very opaque, so I can still see the drawing underneath, which is really helpful right now because I am not quite ready to be going all out for that. So yeah, and I've picked blue as a colour because I often find that sort of grey in animals is often kind of has like a blue hue. It's often cold toned. So it's lovely to see you here and joining my live. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And this is how I prepare most of my pens. They're just next to me in the hopes that I will know what they are. So if I go, now do I want true blue or do I want a greenish blue? Let's do, okay. I think I'll do a true blue. So let's grab you here. And yeah, that's a good blue, isn't it? Nice and bold. So I'm going around the outside, around the outside, around the outside, because that is where a lot of the shadows are, but also I used a reference that was not a black cat. It was a cat with a white little belly, and I am going with my thing. Yeah, so I have started to draw more animals because I am bad at drawing animals. You may be very kind and say that I'm not, but I am substantially better at drawing humans compared to animals. My specialty is definitely in humans rather than animals. I don't think there's any shame in having a preference. I just, yeah, it's something that I've never really had an interest in drawing animals. I've always felt like it just, I don't know, wasn't for me. And I decided that I needed to, I don't want to say grow up, because that's not it at all, but I wanted to try and get better, because I would love to draw a comic at some point, and I need to learn other areas of art that are not humans. So I figured if I start practicing, it could be really fun. And it turns out people really, really like it. And I hadn't, like, logically, like, looking back, makes sense. Obviously, people want to see animals. Animals are really cute. But I don't know, I was just, because I'm not confident with drawing animals, I was really hesitant. And then I started doing it, and I had a mini rant, and that performed, unfortunately it performed very well. So now I have a few, how do I articulate this without being mean? I have a few people in my comments who are not very pleasant. I have a lot of people now who have a chip on their shoulder, who are mad at me for being mad at people for trying to stop me or trying to dissuade other people from starting a new hobby. I don't know. So sorry, Christine French. I don't know what that is. So I can't say if I will or I won't, but that is something for me to look into at another time. But yeah, no, so something I've wanted to do for years is draw some of Terry Pratchett's books. You'll hear me talking about him a lot, but genuinely, he, through his books, helped me learn how to socialize with people and helped me realize how important it is to make other people feel important, and that people are important. So I wanted to kind of honour that in a way by drawing it. The ones that I like the most are Going Postal, and I really like the Watch series. I really like Sybil Ramkin and the just it's a very enjoyable series. And okay, some of you are not going to like this word, but I can't, this is the character's name. So there's a character called Moist von Lipwig who is a con man, and I'm not going to spoil the story, but his way of interacting with people made people, like in the book, feel very seen and very loved is too strong a word, but like they felt seen, they felt valued. And I realised that through reading Terry Pratchett's books, I wanted to do that for other people. I wanted people to feel valued, to feel important, and that I thought that they were important. Yeah, I'm doing a lovely series of Cats in a Box. So yeah, I really wanted to it felt like that's something that I really wanted to illustrate. There's also a particular scene which involves a gosh, what are they called? involves a mythical creature, banshee, there we go. Involves a banshee trying to hurt one of the main casts, and how he handles it is just incredibly funny and very in character. And when I first read it, I was just like, I can see this in my mind, like it's so clear to me, and I want to draw that. I want it to be a certain way, and I think it's going to be perfect. And so, yeah, that's something I'd love. Hello there, I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, to explain what I'm doing right now, so I'm trying to figure out where all the shadows are and kind of give the various little shapes as much as possible. So I understand that it looks a bit bonkers right now, and that's okay. We are just starting out. We're only 15 minutes in. No, I'm not going to lie. If I wasn't live streaming, I'd probably be close to the end right now. When I talk and draw, I take so much longer to do anything. And it's made me realise, like, maybe my teachers at school were right. Maybe I shouldn't sit with my friends if I want to be productive. Because, yeah, I am just not being very speedy at all. So previously, so I'm going to be live for this whole drawing. Like once I finish this, I'll probably be finished. So far, these have taken about an hour with me talking as well, and just, you know, nattering on. And some of that is because I had to have giggle breaks, because I laugh at dumb things I say. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to see right now if I can see the answers to the thing. So, ooh, stop it. I'm just going to, sorry, I am unfamiliar with the thingy things. What are they called? Stickers. But it seems like I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't matter. I might end it just so that it's out of people's faces. But yeah, so I'm trying to do more lives. A, because they're fun. It reminds me a lot of being at school and doing essentially this with my friends, but we were all drawing at the same time, and that was just, it was really fun. And that was many, many moons ago. So just reliving my old glory days. They weren't at all. I'm doing so much better than I was back then. But yeah, just spending time doing that. So it'll probably be about an hour or so. That tends to be how long these streams are for me right now. I'm just gonna do the hello. Thank you everyone for joining and watching me natter away. I hope this is an easier time for people. If not, I will go back to 2 p.m. my time. Because it's quite, I mean, over in the States it's very, very early. But it's, I don't know, it's like, especially at weekends, I always feel like maybe I shouldn't stream on weekends because that's when people, you know, are going to be having fun. They're going to be spending time with friends and family and whatnot. Whereas weekdays, you know, you would. The issue is that I have a full-time job, so I can't, like, you know, stay up crazy late for my lovely American audience because I have to get up bright and early the next day and do my job. Ah, excellent. Yeah, so I started looking at what are they called, time zones, and realised that it's going to sound really dumb, and I'm aware of how dumb it sounds, but I thought America had 3 time zones. I think you have like 4, and I didn't realise that. So makes it even harder to like try and appease all of you and my sort of local UK audience, because there's actually more Americans than there are Brits. Oh, you have 4? Okay, yeah, it just is weird because in the UK I know like our weirdness is from, like, not time zone weirdness, just general weirdness. We have something like 4 or 5 weather systems, which is why our weather is mental, and is not easily predictable. Whereas if you're in like mainland Europe or in the States, your weather forecasts are probably a bit more reliable than ours. Is it mountain time? Mountain time's the 4th one? I don't know. I am evidently not an American. Sorry if you were following, like, clearly this is a woman with an American accent. There's no possibility. She's clearly from Cambridge, Massachusetts, not Cambridge, England. I was going to say Cambridge, Cambridgeshire. That felt a bit pointless. I'm not going to lie, I was so surprised when I found out that there was a Cambridge that wasn't in the UK. It's funny how the world works, isn't it? Oh, I've still got alcohol markers. I still have a deep affection for my alcohol markers, so don't you worry about that. I have just been using my acrylic marker collection a bit more. I needed to shake things up a bit. I was getting a little bit frustrated, I think, and I was worried that I was getting a bit stagnant in what I was doing. So I decided to change medium and also change up. So I realised I stopped explaining what I was doing. So I've picked this colour, which is like a purpley blue. So it's a much more reddish blue than a greenish blue. So if you think about, I'm going to pull out my colour wheel. As a heads up, I am not like an art teacher. I'm just someone who really likes art. I have learned a lot over the years and love sharing it, mostly because so I did go to school for art, I didn't go to university, but I wanted, like, it took me so long because no one was explaining art in a way that made sense to me. Something I really want to do is like a long form series on the fundamentals of art and design, because it's so important and it feels like it's glossed over in a lot of ways. Anyway, so we are currently operating kind of here. Well, no, that's a lie. We're operating in blue. This got water damage, but anyway, very helpful for me. You've got lovely sides. In fact, maybe this side is better. It is. Cool. So we are here in blue. As you can see, probably a bit more blue-violet actually, now that I think about it. So by going more yellow, we're going towards blue-green, which is closer to green. And then the way that I want to go with my highlights is more red. So we're going towards the purpley side. So a much more purpley blue kind of colour. Oh, sorry. So that's what I'm doing here. So yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm now like, have I done this correctly? So down here, that looks more green to me. I mean, the eyes are obviously green, so if we cover those over. But the highlights that I was doing is substantially more green than I wanted them to be. I want to move more into that purpley blue family. I'm hoping that makes sense. If not, I am so sorry. Probably should have pre-planned my explanation of colour, but here we are. But yeah, so like a light kind of purpley blue for this, and it's going to dry down into a less light purpley blue, and that's fine. But it just makes it just a bit more interesting there. Let's go. I'm just gonna, when I need to focus, I'll get quiet, which is not what you're supposed to do on these things. So, boop, boop, boop. Zip, 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 zip. Right. Okay, I quite like where that's going, but I feel like we need to make this a bit furrier. So I'm going to be doing kind of short brush strokey movements. Ideally, I should move my arm from the shoulder and not from the wrist. Do as I say, not as I do, because I tend to move from the wrist when I'm doing drawings like this. But if it's an actual real big painting, I will move my shoulder and draw with my whole arm. Just not today. Yeah, I think I like it with the blue a bit more. Like this pinky, purpley blue. Let me. So I don't, you were asking me what acrylic markers I like. I really like Posca. These are not Posca. Posca does not do brush tips. And I cannot, like, through looking at their website, I can't see them doing it anytime soon. They really have their kind of market carved out. So I don't guess they could expand that out if they want. I've tried Ohuhu's acrylic markers and I do not like them. I find them incredibly difficult to use. I actually value them worse than these, and these are cheap and cheerful, kind of drop shipped markers. The brand of markers is in the description. I don't particularly want to say which brand. I am planning to make a video about that soon. But basically, I cannot find like a reputable seller of these because they are available on Alibaba. So they are like a drop shipped brand, and I am aware, very aware, that people are really struggling at the moment financially. I don't want you to buy a set of acrylic markers because I've seen these being sold for like 70 plus quid. They're not worth that. I don't want you to pay premium prices for a budget product. It would make me personally feel awful, and I don't want to do that. I know it's going to come across like I'm trying to be parasocial. I'm not. I really genuinely care too much to let that happen. I remember being a kid and thinking that an art supply was going to change everything, that I was going to magically know how to use art supplies when I got them, and I would beg my parents to spend money on like more expensive products. And then like the disappointment I felt when I realised that it just wasn't going to make me draw like these professionals magically. So I don't want people spending or like having a unreliable marketplace to buy them from, where people can start scalping. No, the blue is for because blue is a like way of doing black without doing black. It's a just a different way of working. Right, we're going to do the fine lining part. So as I do, so Neo Hamster, I don't actually like cats. I am very much a dog person. My husband is allergic to cats, so we do not have cats. There is a neighbourhood cat called Millie who loves us, even though we have not shown her affection. She has tried to break into our house numerous times. She's tried following us in. She's jumped through open windows in the summer, which was very annoying because it then meant we couldn't have the windows open in summer and leave it alone. Can't leave the back door open with the gate shut because Millie will try and come in. So yeah, we have like a little neighborhood cat. She also really likes sitting on our roof. So for a period of time, a few times a week, her owners would ring our doorbell and ask to go up on our roof to collect their cat. So yeah, I'm not a cat person. I'm hoping that by drawing cats, I can feel less animosity towards them. But we shall see. There's nothing against, well, a little bit. It's against the cat that scratched me across the face when I was a kid. That cat is the reason that I don't like cats. Prior to that, I really liked cats. But they're not my kind of cup of tea. Right, do I do the eyes? I don't think I will. So I've been watching, that's it, La Cage aux Folles, The Birdcage, for a little while, and I Am What I Am stuck in my head. I've had it stuck in my head for 3 days. So if you hear me humming, it's because that has been stuck in my noggin for a while, and I tend to hum. Yeah, Yeah, no, Millie, she seems like a sweet cat. She must have thought that her name for a very long time was Not Your House, because that's all I used to say to her. I'd see her and she'd try and like get into our home, and I'd be like, not your house. And she'd look up at me, and I'm like, no, not your house. She'd try and walk in alongside us, especially if we had like shopping. She'd try and follow us in. She stopped doing that now, but she did. Her or her sister got trapped in our shed last year. She decided, like one of them decided that it'd be a really good idea to go through an impossibly small gap and then get stuck. So yeah, it's a classic phrase about that in Curiosity, isn't there? Well, that made a good noise. So, bye. Right, I am going to go quiet as I do the eyes, so give me a moment. Oh, those eyes are wildly uneven. That was horrifying. Okay. We'll fix that. This is why you rotate. Right. That's horrifying. I get that so wrong. Oh dear. No, we're not fans of Picasso over here. You're going to be cute. Oh my word. That's bad. Well, it's a good thing I spotted it before it was too late. Oh my word. How? Oh no. Well, you're gonna have beautiful, even eyes. I do not know why. That's still not even. Right, I'm gonna have to turn this for me. How are you doing? We'll have to... Okay, right, bear with. Looks horrifying now. It will dry down. I'll fix it. Oh dear, that's... That's bad. Nope, too dark. Okay. I'm just gonna, whilst we wait for that to dry, I'm just gonna do some I think there should be blue. I think it's pretty. I bang my old drum. Some think it's noise. I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each bow? So what if I see things from a different angle? Oh dear. Oh, Oh, that was very silly. But yeah, so for anyone who's new popping in, I've picked blue to just try and mimic the colour of black, because a lot of black has blue or purple tones to it. I'm just going to try and get most of the thing, because okay, I will grab a black and I'll show you how boring this particular drawing could have been. So if I already don't want to do that. Just imagine that, but all one colour. It means that there's no depth. Yeah. I'll show you how this looks like. No, I've decided against it. My executive decision is no. But it's too dark. Can you see that from just the little bits that I've done there? It would be really difficult to show depth in the coat. And if I did grayscale, that's just a bit boring, to be really blunt. So yeah, just very frustrating. Which colour was I going to do? I was doing the fine lining. Now, are you dry? You seem to be. I just wanted to say hello to everyone who may have joined recently. I am drawing a cat and trying to talk whilst I go along. My current issue is the eyes. I am having a problem because when I drew this, I did not, and by when I drew this, I meant when I drew the sketch, I genuinely did not bother with checking out the proportions because I knew I would fix it later on. Did I tell later on me? No. Why would I do that? That would be sensible. So let me see if I can zoom in. Ooh. Here we go. That's a bit better. So we're just gonna do that. Now, since I've started drawing on camera, not today, but just in general, I have found that I do not rotate my canvas as much as I should, because I'm trying to keep it nice and aesthetic for you guys watching, because at the end of the day, me filming this is less about art and more about your entertainment. Sorry to ruin the illusion, but that is... Oh, that looks good from this angle. Oh, you guys get the best side. My side is not as nice. Right, let's do this colour here. And then we'll kind of do it a bit lighter around this area, because this is not going to dry that colour. And why do I feel like this is just a really perplexed cat? They just seem a bit out of it. Am I? I'm not. I'm the one who drew it. Come on, Ellie, pull yourself together. How long have I been drawing? I have been, honestly, I've been drawing since I could hold a pen. Well, no, that's a lie, because that would have been much older. Drawing since I could hold a pencil. I wanted to study art at university and decided against it because I did not want to pay. I did not want to pay £9,000 a year to tell businesses that I am slightly creative. I wanted to try and kind of find my own way. Unfortunately, a bit of depression got in there, so I took a 8-year break from drawing and art in general. I really struggled to be creative for a while. So if you hear me going on about how hard it is to create when, you're just trying to survive, like I really do know what it's like. It's really hard. And I know that I felt a huge sense of like loss of identity when that happened. But, it's for some people, that's where they thrive. I am not one of those people. I couldn't create art in that kind of space. It just never worked. I really struggled. So I've been back drawing and I've been posting my illustrations and my improvements since 2019 over on Instagram. I started this channel about a year or so ago. And I've had a TikTok for a while, but I don't really use it. It's not really. I don't know. I've always struggled with TikTok. It feels more optimized for sort of impromptu rants and stuff, and I don't like doing them. I'll do them occasionally, but it's usually alongside a drawing. So yeah, it's been a number of years been doing this. I wanted to be a graphic artist, so I wanted to do comic books and stuff. And really, my skill set is painting. Like my natural skill set, I'm quite expressive with my colouring. Who would have thought? But I'm quite expressive with my colouring, and that leans more into painting than it does illustration. So yeah, and if you guys are going through it, if you guys are going through depression, this didn't help. Like, I never found those campaigns of like, it gets better helpful, because I was like, okay, well, it sucks now. That's not helping. But for me, it was just that, like, I had to challenge a bunch of thoughts. Had to challenge sort of a sense of self-worth and a lack of it for a while, and realise that no matter what, I am sort of worth it, but it is, chemical. I have ADHD, and so as part of that, I have learnt that I feel all of my emotions just a tad stronger than my peers. And learning more about myself, learning how to sort of handle it, getting professional help really helped, because I have a tendency to catastrophize. But it improved. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, even if it does seem really far away. The pens I'm using are in the description. I should probably make that a comment and pin it. But yeah, so in regards to, oh, that's too big. That's not the side I thought. Oops. In regards to a comic, it's definitely, I'm talking to a writer at the moment about working with him on a comic. I'm hoping to kind of do that and maybe show you guys a bit of the process as well, and just have some fun with it. But yes, so Vicar Costello, I agree. So turns out I'm quite a cheerful person. But when I am sad, I like how this looks. When I am sad, I am very sad. And it's all consuming. Oh, I like that a lot. Ooh. Sorry, gang. I've just discovered something that I enjoy. And this is what it's like. That's fun. I now have a very mucky middle finger. But, yeah. Oh, I like that a lot. I'm going to play around with that. This is going to be longer than an hour. So sorry, gang. No, I don't like it with that one. No. But with the white, does that look good? We'll do it more with the white. I'm just trying to think if I need kind of like a little accent colour for you. Because he's a... I know I keep saying he. I feel like this one might be a girl when I look at their face. Oh, and also I saw someone on a video was commenting about the lack of buttholes on my upside down cats, which is an odd thing to comment on. I'm not gonna lie, wasn't something that I had even considered. It's not a priority for me. Don't spend my time honestly looking at cats, so I don't spend a lot of time looking at cat buttholes. But my what are they called? Reference photos. There we are. My reference photos don't have the buttholes, so yeah. Also, if you've just joined, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm seeing the live viewers drop down. Oops. Oh well. I can understand not being here for that discussion. But yeah, it's because the reference doesn't have it. I'm not trying to censor anything. I am just trying to draw. Right, I'm trying to think of the background because they're so cute. So I'm thinking maybe like a muted yellow, like that. I think that works. Yeah, I like that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, feel like yellow and blue is a kind of classic combo. And then I just want to do more here. Maybe if I do like the fur kind of thingies. I just, ow. I just hit myself with my pen. I'm real smart. Let's cover that and let's try. There we go. Just needed some little strokes, brush strokes. Get your minds out the gutter. And play around with that there. Wondering if maybe... I'm so sorry, my brain just filled the rest of that with a song. The Oasis Wonderwall. So I said maybe you're going to be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. And if you're a girl of a particular age, you may have been serenaded by another teenage boy with that song at some point. Or maybe it's just me, but at least 3 guys tried to serenade me with that song. Because it's, I believe, pretty easy to play on the guitar. Feetsies. Let's try. Yeah, it's the blue and yellow does that really, really well. And just to say, it'd be a bit soppy for a moment. Thank you all for sticking by and watching this. I hope that it is enjoyable, if not educational, to see how I do this. I am currently battling the thought of adding pink, similar to the Raven. Let's just give it a go. Let's just give it. What harm could it do? All I'll do is just have to go over it with a blue. Let's just. That's a bit thicker than I thought. Come on. Gently does it. No, I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe do a bit around the nose. The schnoz. You know what, I should probably get some music in the background for whenever I actually start focusing in. Because I go real quiet. Which, as we all know, I also start whispering. I don't know why when I whisper, it's like, here we see the artist. We don't want to disturb her in her natural habitat of her living room. She's here. Adding pink little accents to try and make it a little bit more dynamic. We don't know how this may end, but the artist is optimistic. We try not to make loud noises around her during this process. It is a very delicate process, and any disturbance could lead to a meltdown. Stay tuned and see what happens after the break. I don't know why I like this vibrant pink with this blue. It does something in my little hindbrain. I think it's because it covers all the primary colours. Because you've got blue, you've got yellow, you've got pink, which is red. Hit all the bases. And there's just something about that that's just very lovely to see. So I'm gonna have to add whiskers. I need to muck about with the paw a little bit more. Oh, sorry. Hi, gang. I really did genuinely focus too much to read the chat. But hi, I'm just going to go back and check. Oh, sorry. There you go. Hello. So sorry for the break. I am trying. I got too into my accents and was trying to make it interesting. But yes, I'm hoping to do these more on Sundays. I'm trying to do vertical lives because I think they're quite interesting. Oh, sorry. I'm just going back because I feel like I missed something. But oh, someone asking what kind of markers I'm using. Oh, yeah, that's a lot, asking what markers I'm using. I'm so sorry, gang. I was too focused at that point. The specific markers I'm using are in the description, but I'm using acrylic markers. I've never liked watercolour markers. They do not work for me. Hello from the UK to the person in Texas. And then, yes, okay. Back to where it was. So sorry there, gang. You're just there on my mobile, so or a cell phone, as I think the Americans say. But yeah, so I feel like I blacked out, and I don't know why. I just got so into to drawing. I'm going to also not check for a while. I'm just doing some details here, so I'll try talking, but if you want to talk amongst yourselves, that's also cool. Any topics that you want to bring up, please do. I'll go back and read them and try and talk, for it is my speciality. And yeah, try and get some of these paws looking a bit more, pardon me, more paw-like. I really feel like I messed that one up. I'll have to redo it. Now for the most important part, the toe beans. Now you may see that I don't always link up the top with the bottom or draw the whole way, and that's because it gives the illusion of being covered by fur. One of the hardest things I had to learn about drawing is that I don't have to draw everything. you can just imply it. If you look at the artist, he's considered one of the masters of portraiture. His name is John Singer Sargent. If you actually look, like, if you sit, like, you'll absorb it and you'll be like, wow, that's an incredible portrait. If you actually start paying attention to the brushstrokes, you will see that there are a number of places. So outside of the face, he tends to not put a lot of detail. So picking where you focus is incredibly important for portraiture in particular. And I just think that's, like, so smart. I remember seeing it in one of his portraits and just looking at my husband to, like, come in and ask what was going on, because I just kept shouting, "You bastard! How could you do that? You're such a bastard! How did I not think of that?" And I was showing him and he was like, "Yeah, what a bastard." I don't think he cared, but that is what you get with a wonderfully supportive husband or partner, I should probably say. Let's make him happy he's in the box. And then redo this, because we need 4 toe beans. We're not AI or toe beans. 4 paw fingers? Paw fingers? Paw toes. Toes, they're toes. So, paw fingers. Right, I'm going to have a look. Oh, if someone's, was it Art Affiliated Nerd? It's lovely to have you. Thank you for staying. You have been an absolute delight. Thank you for being so engaged. Yeah, I mean, when you really, like, so the thing that I really admire about Sargent, and at some point I'd love to do something inspired by John Singer Sargent's style, or like, yeah, just, dude was incredible. I have a book all about him that I read moderately regularly. Just a bit about his life and whatnot. But his style in particular, he did a lot of plein air, which is outside sort of live drawing, as it were. And his style is just so wonderfully, I don't want to say understated because it's not, but if you really look at the strokes and how he places things, it gives much more of the impression. Oh, I don't know if I like that. It gives a really, like, solid impression of a person. Like, you can feel the likeness. He is not particularly flattering, but he is also not unflattering. It feels truthful, sort of as much as possible. And yeah, I really adore his work. He's like really just a huge inspiration for me. And I, as part of learning to do, like, sometimes genuinely less is more. Like, sometimes just implying something instead of drawing it is better than you actually drawing it. So, for example, if I spent all my time trying to draw this so detailed, it kind of helps so by doing sort of little dots, instead of drawing the whole thing, it gives, oh, that's a bit, it gives the impression more than it does. This is a bad example to show because I've not done this very well. But it gives the impression, instead of drawing it and spending that time doing that, we're doing like a little bit and then doing a dot. Because even with the fur, by doing a few little lines and stuff, it implies more than what is actually there. And that's what I really love and I really want to get better at, is implying more than is there. I want to be classic passive aggressive Brit and hint at more than what is truly already there. Now, as a heads up, I feel like I'm coming to the end here. Not quite yet. I need to do the whiskers. The whiskers, I think, are going to be the last thing that I do. And once I've done that, I shall end the live stream. So if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat. Alternatively, if there's anything you want me to make a long form video on, I am really struggling with trying to figure out, because I will get part way through. I've got about 7 half finished videos where I got sort of part way through and then realised I don't know if my audience will care for the amount of effort I'm putting in. And so I kind of abandoned them, which is my Pantone video. I'd hoped to get it out by the end of the year. Last year, did not do that. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see. Oh, you're quite late, but that's okay. I can talk for a bit too. I'm just scrolling back a little bit, sorry. You'd like a video on how I came up with the ideas and how I select my references. That is one of the ones where I have abandoned it, so I will restart that one. I can talk about my time. Okay, well, thank you. I will definitely do more with my little goblin. So, fun fact about her. I made her for my 30th birthday. As a little treat for myself. I wanted to do something nice. She originally had a bit of underboob, which I changed because I thought people would get weird about it. But yeah, I definitely want to do more drawings of her. But okay, so it seems like you guys would be up for watching the rest of them. That's really great to know. I'll try and finish them all up in whatever state they're currently in. It's one of those things, you end up really in your head and you're like, oh, should I even do this? I also have a video with Lorna Keller Art, and both of us have kind of forgotten about it, so I need to finish that one up. But that's also currently in editing hell, so I will try and perk that one up a bit. Again, I have just realised that there is a good opportunity to put some pink around here, because I quite like having it in the darker areas, just to kind of highlight. Yeah. And then I think I'm gonna just redefine the eyes a little bit more. Oh no, 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 we're okay. We're going to go for a smaller pen this time. There you go. Right, round. There you go. I don't know why I'm whispering. The whispering doesn't really make sense. But here we are. As you can see, the artist has made a slight mistake and is now trying to fix it in front of her audience, and she absolutely cocked it up, so we're going to have to wait for the pen to dry. Oh dear, whoops. Okay, well, whilst that dries, I will do some work around here and pretend that I didn't just mess that bit up. But it's okay, it happens. This would have happened whether I was live or not. It's just a tad mortifying that it's happened whilst you're here with me, you know? But that's okay. I can trust you guys, right? You're not going to lord this over me at every opportunity. Are you dry yet? Nope. Oops. Yeah, absolutely. I could do that pony feathers art. Yeah. So this is, I'm sure, thrilling for you all. Is literally watching paint dry with me. But once we've fixed that, that is going to be me done for today. And as a heads up, I do really want to, something I want to try and do more of this year is live streaming. I want to be doing more sort of long form content, and I think this is going to be part of that. So I'll try and put some polls and stuff in the community and see what kind of topics, because I should probably stick to a topic, you know. But yeah, right, I'm going to change the angle so I can focus. So I'm sorry, gang, if this is not as interesting, but this is now me trying to fix it. There we go. Boop. And then nice and round. I did the same mistake twice in a row. This eye is bigger than that eye, which is why it looks weird. Come on. I lean to the right, come on. I lean to the right. There we go. Maybe this one a bit bigger. What do we think of that? So, Violet Explorer, I did art full-time between 14 and 18 years old. So I went to sixth form college and studied art. So technically, yes. The issue is I did not No one taught me the fundamentals of art. My mum tried, but because I was a stubborn git as a teenager, I didn't think I needed to learn it from her. I didn't think she knew enough and that I was going to be fine all by myself. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. But my GCSE art teacher had completely failed to teach us the basics. And so I went in at college with raw skill, but no understanding of what I was doing. So, you know, I'd make things, but I wouldn't understand what went, like why things went well, which is why tutorials are really hard for me. So I struggle to do record tutorials because I want to explain every aspect of this. So for example, if I had done this as a tutorial, I would have tried to break down the cat into different shapes and explained why that's important. I would then have explained every single colour choice. Even though, as you saw live, a bunch of these are vibe-based colour choices, I would explain why those vibes were helpful and like good in that moment. I would explain sort of the use of light and shadow and why that's important, shape, etc. But and I'll go down rabbit holes to try and explain their importance. So something that would be maybe 15 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, would be an hour and a half, similar to this. I think that art school is good. I think it's good. It gives you a space to learn from people who know the area, know the materials. You get to play around with mediums that you maybe never played around with before or never would have had the opportunity. So for example, I'm actually very good with clay, but that is messy and I wouldn't do that here. So if you're considering art school, I would say to definitely look into try and understand the basics and fundamentals first, like especially if you're going to like university. Because I've had various friends who went to uni to study art. I've got a friend who is incredible. He's a wonderful artist, but cannot find a job in the field. He studied illustration, and he's just a wonderful human being as well, but can't find a job in the field. So he's currently a cook. So it's just one of those things of you kind of need to know what you're going in with. I genuinely don't believe that I don't believe AI is going to take over all the jobs, like creative jobs. It's just people don't connect with it the same way. Like humans can create soulless art, but AI cannot create soulful art. So yeah, it's just one of those things. If it's something that you want to do, I think you should. I also think you should try and do like business classes, and you know, understand that if you are going to want to go into the field of art, you need like illustration, like sort of graphic design, illustration kind of thing. You will need to mimic someone else's style. It's not about your individual style. You need to fit in. I have not done it for a while, but I made a bull's head. I made all sorts of little figurines. I've got loads of air drying clay here. I just don't use it, and also my nails are a bit long. So I bought gloves to try and help with that. But yeah, anyway, I think we are done. Oh, yeah, see, as the blind one squeaks. I love your username. As the blind one squeaks. You know, marketing, really important. Communications, also really important. You need to understand business and the I don't even want to say like less glamorous, but if you want to go into freelance, if you want to be your own boss, you need to understand business. But yeah, this is it. Thank you all for staying around. If you've not already, like the video. I cannot believe I'm doing the YouTubey things right now, but you know, do the YouTubey things. Thank you so much. I hope you stay around, and next time it's either going to be this little, I'm not going to swear, this gremlin, or this grumpy bum. So stick about. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.